Welcome viewers. In this episode, r/ask Reddit. Cosplayers, what's one cosplay you will never do again and why? Stormtrooper. It was custom made to fit me and I was so uncomfortable in it. It was hot and I couldn't see. I also would be lucky if I came out of it without cutting myself. Well, at least you now know why they can't shoot for shit. Batman. Some kid pulled my cape and it took my helmet and back piece out. They were all one piece of armor and I couldn't put them back together. Edna Mode was right, capes are nothing but trouble. I was wondering what would break first, your spirit or your costume. Daredevil, I couldn't see shit. So you were role-playing as well. You still should have been able to smell it, even without his hyper senses. I see what you did there. Never again will I cosplay full anime plate armor. I went as Gilgamesh from Fate Stay Night, all 3D printed, 8 unrelenting hours trapped in a plastic cocoon, skin unable to breathe, pinching, serious chafing, huge welts and blisters all over, and on the way home I turned in a funny way, snap went the armor, and by that point I had enough. I took everything off, threw it in the nearest bin and made the remaining journey home barefoot in cycling shorts and a red cape. 2 words: Eva foam. This is why 3D printed plastic is terrible for armor. Motoko from Ghost in the Shell in her sack full tech suit gear. Full body suit with Gore-Tex and ended up getting heat stroke in the first 30 minutes. Haven't worn it since. If you want to wear it again, I'd suggest making or getting a cooling suit. A bunch of water pipes hooked up to an ice water tank will definitely help against overheating. I dressed as Link and got the normal "Oh hi Zelda," which I think is funny, and laughed it off, but also got a lot of nerdy guys questioning me about my dedication to The Legend of Zelda. Shit like, "You're not a true fan if you didn't play, insert their fav Zelda game here," and if I stated that I have indeed played it, they would then question every detail about the game to prove it. A girl could dress up as anyone and get harassed, though honestly. The true fan thing is bullshit. Gross. Incels actually scare me. I don't understand why these people wouldn't just go, "Oh cool, she likes a thing I like. I'll just carry on with my day," after an approving wave, head nod, smile from a distance. This is why we nerds, as a people, can't have nice things. There's a word for that in the punk rock community. Go to a show wearing a particular shirt of an unrelated band, dickheads will come up and be like, "Oh, you like The Clash? Favorite album? Favorite song? What was the song about? How old was Joe Strummer when he died? Fuck dude, left me drink beer and enjoy the show for fuck's sake." Lord Business from the Lego Movie, or actually any Lego character for that matter, the head was too heavy, and I could barely move. Via Adam Savage, I have been told that puppeteers avoid having anything mounted on your head. Keep the weight on your shoulders and save your neck. Faye Valentine for Cowboy Bebop. Not because of awkward guy comments, but because of other lady cosplayers that would come up to me and talk about how Faye is a good starter cosplay because I guess it's not intricate enough? I got tired of the condescension. Cosplay gatekeeping. Wow, that's really annoying actually. Let someone enjoy themselves, damn it. Edit. Also, Faye is really cool and seems like a lot of fun to have. Cowboy Bebop is amazing in general, and I wish I had the looks, charisma, and hair to pull off a spike. Nami from One Piece, it was a bikini top. Had a nip slip, which wasn't too bad, and a dude jumped in front of me, let me know, and covered me while I fixed it. The problem is that he then spent the next 2 days thanking me for the experience. Bro, one thank you is weird. 2 days? Edit. Thanks for the gold? I suspect that dude is still thinking about that moment to this very day. He thanked you for allowing him to cover you? Master Chief. Every Halloween at school I would wear an over-the-top costume, and for my senior year I wanted to go above and beyond. So I worked overtime to buy Halo 4 Master Chief armor. Only problem was that the armor pieces were made of plastic, so I couldn't sit completely down without breaking the thigh pieces. So I had to go through every class squatting over my seat instead of actually sitting in it. My legs were killing me at the end of the day. Also, my costume was very loud. The sound of plastic rubbing against each other was terrible. Now I usually go for smaller cosplay. This year I went as a vault dweller and I could actually move and stuff. You basically brought to live every video game that has both a crouch move and chair objects but don't allow you to actually sit on the chair. I now understand these games are actually more realistic than chair-sittable games. Darth Vader. Wore it for years in 2-hour stints. Vision is awful and zero skin is shown anywhere, so it's hot. Real hot. Lots of wiring for lights and sound mean there's always something that can and does go wrong. Lots of kids coming up and randomly pressing buttons on the chest. Plus the cape is hard to control. Now I keep him permanently displayed on a 6 feet 5 inches mannequin. Edit, clarified that this is not the wrestler by adding Darth. Damn, that sounds terrifying to have at a house party, just Vader chilling in the corner. Snow White. I wore it to a major comic convention and people would not let me walk. Parents were literally shoving their children into my arms and making me take pictures with their kids. Kids were flocking to me, only nice part, and parents were pushing each other around to take a pic with me and their child first. I was trying to take the shuttle to the convention and I had a small crowd around me that would barely shift so I could get into the shuttle. My boyfriend at the time had to literally yank me and run away into the shuttle because we almost missed it. The same thing proceeded to happen in the shuttle, off the shuttle, and attempting to walk to the convention, and at the convention. After 2 more hours of this, I demanded we go back to the hotel so I could change and actually enjoy the convention. The worst part was people shouting, "It's Cinderella. It's Sleeping Beauty. No, people know I'm Snow White, dang it. Oh my god, I cosplay Belle all the time and without fail at least once every event I get called Cinderella. Ariel, I love the Little Mermaid and I love the costume I made for her mermaid form, but it's just been a cosplay that creeps have ruined for me. I literally got to the point of having to pose aid my bikini top to my chest and wear pasties in case someone tried to rip it off. I have been groped, had hands stuck down the front and back of my costume, been kissed, and have heard all of the sea-related dirty jokes in existence. I officially decided to stop after one incident at a local convention, where someone was trying to pull up my top and I slapped him hard enough for him to be thrown off balance. He fell into the water feature and hit his head. Police had to be called to figure out if it was self-defense or assault. I hung up my seashell bra and tail after that day. Widowmaker. I felt like my tits were gonna pop out of that suit at any second. And the body paint tattoos were always rubbing off cause of the suit and armor. Also, someone bumped into me and broke the end piece of my gun and a piece of my armor. It was so uncomfortable. Never again. It always seems so perplexing to me how people can up each other in designing the most inconvenient female character outfits. It's like they have to glue all the parts to the skin so it doesn't fall off, and I know for a fact how uncomfortable it is to have cloth stuck in your butt. Professor X, THRE. Only reason I chose it was because I had torn my LCL and still wanted to attend the event, so I rented a wheelchair so I could get around the event. So many people came up and sat in my lap thinking I was just cosplaying as him. Thank goodness my friend's parents lived close and we went and grabbed ice packs that we threw on my knee so people would quit doing it. Slenderman. I got really into the craze back in the day, being a 6 feet 3 inches skinny dude, and I thought of myself highly for having been a Marble Hornets fan car before the game was ever released. The issue is that I have a big head, nose, so through the morph suit you'd just see all my features, including my dark brown hair and smooshed nose. I ended up having a sore nose for days, and the soles of my morph suit were extremely darkened from walking around in platform boots for hours on end. No face from Spirited Away. At least not in public. I was accused of racism, asked to leave the subway, then taken aside by a very angry subway security employee and had to frantically find a photo of No Face to show him to avoid more trouble. In fairness, he then was very concerned and helpful and advised me to take the costume off before I got myself beaten up by someone. My hometown has a very big Arabic population, so I can see why they thought I was being an asshole, what with the black cloak, black paint on my arms and the gold-painted pebbles in my hands. Any version of Harley Quinn, nobody knows how to behave around Harley. Not thirsty Harley fanboys. Not Joker cosplayers that are a little too in character. Not neckbeards who want to quiz you on your Harley knowledge. Not other Harley cosplayers who have an issue with what version of Harley you picked or how accurate your cosplay is. Every Harley I've met has been given hell for their cosplay for one reason or another. I only did Lego Harley twice and got minimal shit for it, but I've met multiple Suicide Squad Harleys who were literally suicide baited online and pushed around at cons by people who hated the character. Never again. Edit, instead of just posting a cheesy thanks for the Sylve, how about I expand on my experiences as a Harley cosplayer? I did 2 events as Harley, a convention as an attendee and Harley Quinn Day at a comic book shop as a paid performer. My cosplay was handmade, save for the wig, and lacking in Lego Harley's pads, but the colors were spot on and the wig was on point. At the con, not a whole lot of problems. I had a creepy Joker latch onto me all con, repeatedly getting up on my face and wrapping an arm around me, but at no point was I genuinely fearful due to the fact we were still in a crowd. I had a handful of people ask me which Harley I was, or go out of their way to critique my original design for her before I went on to explain that I was Harley from the Lego movie. At no point did I feel like I should shelf Harley. It wasn't that bad. I had a worse time that weekend when I cosplayed a podcast character that nobody was able to identify correctly. Working the event is what caused me to shelf the cosplay. I was working alongside 2 other Harleys, meeting and greeting people coming in for Harley Quinn merch and taking pictures. We were promised $20 each for 3 hours of our time. Wasn't godawful. Most cosplay performers do what they do for fun and will do certain events for free if they like the gig. In the email it said we could choose store credit or cash up front. Remember that. I got to talk to the other 2 Harleys between photo ops, and they started telling me horror stories. One mentioned she had been posted on cringe pages, which lead to people hunting her down to harass her and suicide bait her, all because she cosplayed Suicide Squad Harley, and people are quick to call Suicide Squad Harleys fake fans or say they're not real cosplayers. The other mentioned that she was touching up her makeup in the bathroom at con and someone cosplaying the original Harley grilled her, saying she'd never do Suicide Squad Harley because it's trashy. By the end of the event, the owner of the comic shop stiffed us. He gave us each 3 $5 coupons to the shop. I had to pull up the email to prove he'd offered us cash. After all of that, I was done with Harley. It's a shame I splurged on the wig. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe for more.